Hello everyone. This is a impromptu live stream. I guess we can consider this an impromptu Bard stream. It's not really the Bard stream, but I wanted to do something because I just hit 100,000 subscribers. And this is a very special and amazing moment. I actually just got home and was kind of rushed to put this on. So I'm actually a little bit out of whack because of that. But I really wanted to do a live stream and just share this moment because it's so huge, it's so big. I'm not even quite sure what to say. There's so much I could say. I guess I just want to interact with you all. So hello everybody. Hello, yo, what's up? How you doing? Thank you. Glad to see. Cassius says, glad to see you made it to 100k subs, Esper. Congratulations. Thank you, Cassius. Thank you, Dizzy. Wow. Yeah, I've been working at this for quite some time. Some people are real new around my channel. Some have been around for a while, and some have been around for a very long time. I started this in 2009. So it's been 13 years. I guess technically in August, it's going to make 13 years. And I've made a lot of videos, a lot. I actually don't know the exact number. Like I said, I'm kind of ill prepared. This was like a rushed thing because I didn't realize I was going to hit 100,000 just right now. When I left earlier this evening, there was still like 60 to go. So I was like, oh, it's not going to hit 60 within just a few hours, but it did. So yeah, 2009 is properly when I began. And it started because I was trying to look up Dungeons and Dragons videos on YouTube and I couldn't find anything. There was the actual like Wizards of the Coast Dungeons and Dragons channel, which didn't have a lot of videos, and it was just, you know, very cut and dry, professional. This is what Dungeons and Dragons is. So didn't really, you know, have much of an appeal for me. They were pretty just basic, straightforward videos about what the game is. And then there were just some random clips that people would record on their cell phones, their 2009 cell phones, or their little digital cameras. Just, you know, maybe a couple minutes of footage in the middle of someone's session at home, people around the table just kind of joking around, having fun, without much context. Just very super loosey, kind of nothing burger videos. I mean, the people in them were having a lot of fun. I'm not trying to say that, but I thought there aren't any good D&D videos on YouTube. Well, why don't I see if I can make some D&D videos and see what happens? I had no idea what was going to happen. And I made, you know, how to play Dungeons and Dragons and Dungeon Master's Guidance. And then I got into showing, you know, about making my homemade maps and hand-drawn dungeon maps. And then I got into making the like narrated videos or narrated adventures rather, where I would design out an adventure and then I would kind of record a script as I played it out by myself, and then I would narrate it. So it's just like you're watching a 100% immersed D&D game, and then the viewers would comment like what they wanted the character to do in the next episode, and that would have some influence or some interaction between me and the viewers. So and just kind of one thing led to another, and I've tried so many different kinds of videos over these 13 years. It's just been one experiment after another and one phase after the next, and I've gone through so many phases as a person. My life has changed so much in that time, and it's just it's kind of surreal to think back. Let me get back to some comments with you guys. I really want to just interact with you all. If you have any questions, feel free to do like a Q&A. I think that'd be cool. Thank you, my love. My wife's talking here in the comments. That means a lot to me, darling. Thank you so much for the congratulations. Thank you, Justin. Vince, dude, impromptu one shot. I'll roll a character up. Yeah, why not? Let me know when you get your character ready. Laudens, 100%. Thank you for all the D&D over the years. You're very welcome, and there's a lot more to come. My wife is calling me from the other room while I'm live streaming. Let's see what she has to say. Hello, darling.
Hey.
Oh, I thought it was Thaisa. It's Dad. Hi, Dad.
Yeah.
You're live. Hello, caller. You're live.
What are you doing?
You're live on the air. I'm on a live stream because I just hit 100,000 subscribers.
Awesome.
So it's like imagine that you're calling into a radio show where there's like a few dozen people listening in.
Okay. Well, I'll just call you later.
Oh, okay. Well,
Bye.
I'll talk to you later then, Dad.
Bye.
All right, bye. Okay. Let me get back to the comments here. Dizzy Wiggles, I've been listening to your videos nonstop for a few days. Great work, man. Thank you. Thank you. You're going to find some different kinds of videos. I like everything that I do. I really like everything that I do. I like all the different kinds of videos that I do. Some videos are a little more for the audience. Some are a little more for me. They're all for all of us, right? They're all for me and they're for you guys. So there's not any kind of video where I feel like, oh, this thing, I gotta slave away at this damn YouTube channel. I don't ever have this kind of grumble feeling. But some of them are made to have a broader appeal and to kind of serve different functions. And then some are more my own creative indulgences. Let's say it that way. So, and I think that's I'm liking that routine, that method, where I'll do some content where I kind of take into consideration a little bit more what I think people will enjoy, or what might be more successful in broader terms, have a wider appeal. And then I'll do some content where it's just, just me being creative, just completely doing something that I want to do. Maybe it's a kind of a weird thing or very artistic. And I'm liking that back and forth. So you're going to find a bunch of different kinds of content. I like a lot of different things. I called my dad darling. I thought it was my wife calling. So they have the same last name. She is married to me. And they have their first name starts with the same letter. So just out of the corner of my eye, I saw that, capital T and then the last name, because my wife always calls me and my dad doesn't call me very much. So we'll take that as my dad saying congratulations. I keep saying Laudens, but it's probably No, that's not London's. No, it wouldn't be. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to pronounce your name, but narrated adventures sound super awesome. I miss them so much. And why don't I just take this moment, this is the perfect moment, to officially announce I am going to be releasing a new narrated adventure. And soon. And quite soon. Okay, now my wife actually is calling. Let's see what she has to say. Hello, caller, you are live.
I saw your dad call you, so I just want to call for you and say congratulations, my love. I'm so glad you have 100,000 people that believe in your work.
Thank you. Oh, that means a lot to me. Thank you.
Okay.
I called my dad darling because I thought it was you calling.
I was watching. Say, Daddy, congratulations. Ti amo.
Thank you so much, my son. Ti amo também.
Okay, my love. Okay, I will.
All right. I wish I had some like public number that people could call in and I could actually have live callers. I have to look into doing that at some point. All right.
Very fun. Okay, just enjoy your live stream.
All right. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Beijos. All All right. I do wish I had a number that people could call. I'm not going to just post my personal cell phone number out to the world. So, but I know there is some kind of service where I can get this like a temporary 800 number, like a free number that people can call from all over the world. Maybe there's two. There's probably two numbers. There's probably like a North American number than an international one. And I could have live callers on. Yeah, the narrated adventures. So why don't I take this moment to announce officially that I'm going to be doing a new narrated adventure, narrated and interactive. So at the end of every video, or the end of every episode, we could think of it, there is going to be some way in which the viewers can comment and influence what happens next. I think a lot of the time is going to be a decision that the character has to make. So should the character do option A or option B? Or maybe A, B, or C. I don't know. There could be three. I also think there could be a possibility where maybe a commenter could come up with a original idea that's not one of the presented options, and then put that in a comment and say, well, actually I think the character should do this out of the box creative idea. And if more people like that comment than vote on one of the official options, that's what the character will do. I think that should work. That should work, right? Because here's how I imagine it. The video ends. Should the character, try to break down the door and risk breaking his weapon? Or should he backtrack and go back to that other room that he avoided because it seemed like there was some dangerous monster in there? And so that's option A and option B. And people go into the comments and you say A or B. You just comment what you want them to do, and then I tally up the votes. That their votes is what they are. But then this one viewer says, no, the character has, item X. I see it here on his inventory, and he could use that item to attempt this other creative solution. He should do that. And then other people read that comment and they say, oh yeah, that's the thing. And so they hit like on that person's comment, and YouTube shows you how many likes a comment has. We all know that. And so I could see, okay, that comment got 30 likes, but only 20 people voted for option A and 10 people voted for option B. So we're going to go with that creative solution that one commenter said. And then I go and I, kind of by myself play out. I'm like writing the script. I'm rolling the dice. It's a full real D&D adventure. The character is rolling dice and using his abilities, and he's against challenges, and he could fail, he could die. It's a full 100% real living Dungeons and Dragons adventure. And I, kind of play out the next bit, and then edit the video, cut the video, upload it, and hopefully I can get like one episode a week. Who knows? Maybe if they're short ones, I can do 2 episodes a week. We'll see. In previous narrated adventures, I usually did 1 a week, but sometimes I could do 2 a week when they were short. Like, I remember on some of them, the 1 episode would only be like a minute or 2 minutes, because the character that quickly comes up against the next big decision, and I wanted feedback from the viewers. So, it's obviously not every single little decision is going to be made by the viewers. That would just be meticulous. That'd be tedious. But a good fair amount of decisions. There's a good amount of influence that the viewers are going to get to provide. And in addition to that, I'm also going to add in a benefit with my patrons. So I've got this Patreon, and there's a couple different levels, and one of them is a $5 per month level called Lore Keeper. That's the one that gets like the full newsletter with all the monster details and etc. I want to add a benefit to that level where there's going to be like these additional patron-only votes in the adventure for some like unique decisions or like unique beneficial things that the character could find. So like, should the character in the next episode get a roll on this random weapon armor table to find something, or should he find a potion of healing? That's a simple one, and I think that'd be cool to kind of get the ball rolling. but then later in the adventures there'll be ones that are a little more the deeper, right? Like the choice has like a deeper I'm trying to not give any spoilers, so I'll just leave it at that. The patrons of the lore keeper level are going to get some additional votes that will influence the story. So I'm really, really, really excited. It's very far into development, and I'm hoping to launch it in just a couple weeks, like first week of May, maybe second week of May. It's coming up just around the corner. Let me get back to your comments, guys. Cranky Smurf, what was your first edition of D&D you played? It was 3rd edition, technically 3.5. Well, if we want to be very, very technical, it was 3E in the year 2000, so like the year 3rd edition came out. But I didn't really understand the rules, and the guys that I played with didn't really explain the rules. It was a real loosey-goosey thing, and we only played 2 sessions, and then the DM had kind of a meltdown, and the whole thing just fell apart. So, you know, it was like a sample of D&D. And then in 2004, I was at the bookstore looking at D&D books like I often would do, even though I didn't understand the game. I would just look at the art and read the descriptions of things and found it very inspiring. And a guy just happened to be there at the bookstore also looking at D&D books, and he was like, oh, you don't have, you know, just the first monster manual yet? You know what, he just made some, you know, general comment, and we just got to talking about D&D, and he invited me to play in his campaign, and I was like, yeah, I really want to play. And he was my first true DM. Lee, if you're out there, Lee, if you hear my words, Lee, look, do you realize the domino that you poked that resulted in all this that's going on now? The spark. Like, I played role-playing games my whole life, but they were usually like simpler board game type role-playing games, like Hero Quest, and I played others like Earth Dawn and the original Warhammer role-playing game, and Vampire the Masquerade, and Werewolf, and some other I can't remember. I made a sci-fi Star Wars inspired RPG in 8th grade in 1996 or 97, something like that. And at one point, like, had all the guys in the class playing it. We had like this core group, and then eventually it expanded out, and like the guys in my 8th grade class were all playing this like very rules light thing that I just kind of made up out of one of my sketchbooks. I'm giving a long-winded answer. What did you ask me? Oh yes, started playing D&D. So properly learned the Dungeons and the Dragons game, 3.5, 2004, and I went in deep. I got in real deep, and I fell in love with it. D&D allows me to do so many things that I love to do, and it puts them all together. Storytelling, writing, developing game mechanics, drawing, map making, imagination, acting, accents and strange sounds, and just this shared creative experience with friends, and dice and books and vocabulary and mythology and culture and history and the whole fantasy genre, and just it has so much going on, right? And there's horrors in there too, and there's like little touches of sci-fi in there, and there can be romance, and there can be tragedy, and there can be poetry and riddles and traps, and it's got it all. It's got it all, and it's my passion. Cassius, any advice for a new world builder? I have lots of advice I could give for a new world builder. Let me see if I can just give one quick piece of advice. I'll give you a couple real quick pieces of advice, and I'm going to get on to more comments here. Talk to your players about their characters. Get a general idea of like their backstories and who their characters are. And you don't even have to go overboard with this. You can just do just a little bit, at least to get started. Just weave a couple little details from the player characters, from the players' characters into the setting that you're building. Make them part of it in some way. Could be small, but meaningful. And then develop some NPCs. Again, you don't have to go overboard to start off. You can just do a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, and make some interesting NPCs. Their appearance, their voice, what function do they play in your world? You know, like where are they? What do they do? What do they want? What are their motivations? What are they afraid of? What are their flaws? What are their secrets? Maybe they have some deep, dark secrets. And that kind of character focus, even though you are building a world, the characters inform the world. And the world informs the characters. And especially with these NPCs, the NPCs are sort of one with the location that they're at. If you have a priest at the local town, he becomes the representative of that temple and of that religious sect. And that representative power has much broader implications than just the NPC himself. So weave in some details from the player characters, develop a couple very interesting NPCs that have like motivations and goals and something going on. There's so much more I could say about world building. Those are just like 2 pieces of advice amongst many. Orion Heller, which of your videos that you've made is your favorite off the top of your head? Okay, off the top of my head, my narrated adventures in general are my favorite things. They are the nearest and dearest to my heart. They are, I would say, the closest representation to who I am as an artist. I've been working on some fantasy novels for many years, and I hope to get those published traditionally. Those are probably the very closest thing, like, to my artist soul that I've ever created. And then my narrated adventures on my D&D channel, they're maybe just like one step removed from that. So I love playing D&D with people. I love collaborating with people on D&D projects. I got much love for you all who participate and watch the videos and have made this community of mine. We can call it a community. And so that's really cool. That's a social experience. It's a shared experience. It's a give and take, right? Like I was saying earlier with the videos, I want it to be for you and for me. It's a shared thing for both of us. When I do the narrated adventures, it's not that it's not for you. It very much is for you. But since it's only me kind of creating everything and it's 100% immersed, there's not like table chatter, I can develop the tone, the atmosphere, the dialogue, the characters. It's a little bit more akin to writing novels. And so they end up being real meaningful to me. They end up being very special to me. So, and which of the adventures are my favorites? It's too hard to pick. Each one has its own flavor and tone, and I like it in a different way. Maybe I can talk some more about that on a later Bard stream. Dizzy Wiggles, what are your plans for the future? I got a lot of plans. I've got a whole bunch. Let me read off to you this list of goals that I have, that I wrote down recently. Okay. My main goals of 2020: reach 100,000 subscribers on my channel. Yes! That's from Zelda. Ship the hardcover version of Esper's Emporium of Esoterica. The print company keeps telling me that it's going to get printed like at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. So This baby of mine, this big baby of mine, it's very heavy, does at least 1d4 bludgeoning damage. The hardcover version of this I should have the stock of it sent to me within the coming weeks and start getting that shipped out. I will have some extras that I will be putting on sale. Start selling merchandise. For example, t-shirt, hoodie, poster, sticker, etc. So I guess I'm gonna have to make some merchandise. I suppose having reached this milestone justifies me making some merchandise. I feel like my channel is a real thing now. It's like Pinocchio finally becoming a real boy. Launch Trials of the Neophyte. That's the name of the adventure. Trials of the Neophyte. The adventure saga or series, the overall series is called Labyrinthine Gardens. And then the first adventure of the series is called Trials of the Neophyte. Release a follow-up adventure to Blood Lament. Yeah, I want to make a follow-up adventure that connects to Blood Lament. So Blood Lament, I was supposed to actually live stream today, but there was a tragedy and a family emergency with one of the players, so we had to cancel. We'll reschedule it though. So that adventure, which is something that I kind of published alongside the Emporium book, and it's a PDF. You can get it on my website. Blood Lament. I want to do a follow-up adventure to that, so it'd be a 6th level adventure. A new Kickstarter campaign. I have a couple ideas for what that's going to be. One pretty solid one, and another potential idea. So I want to do another Kickstarter this year. This next one makes me grin. I guess I might as well say it now. I'm talking about all kinds of things. Launch my other narrated adventure. That's right. I'm going to have 2 this year. I think that's the plan, and I'm on track. So I'm on track to have this first one here in May and the next one in October. So I think I'm going to have 2 big narrated adventures. And guys, I'm doing it big this time. Bigger and better in terms of production value than what I did in the older ones. The older ones, you can see if you go back and watch them, they have varying degrees. Like the earlier ones are pretty primitive and rudimentary. It's kind of the early Wild West days of YouTube, but they get a little more sophisticated and artistic as they go along. But I'm telling you, these 2 new ones, oh, it's taken things to another level. I'm so happy with how they're going, and I'm working with some artists that are doing some great jobs. Oh my gosh, speaking of artists, this is Dan Kane that we're listening to. Recently stumbled across his music. We're listening to his album, Rivers. My favorite track on the album is coming up next. So go check out Dan Kane. I put his links down in the video description, or you can just pull up Dan Kane Rivers right here on YouTube and listen to the album. Beautiful instrumental guitar music. Really like it. So shout out to Dan Kane. Thank you very much, Dan, also for giving me the thumbs up to use your music in my streams. Complete the 5th draft of my first 2 books of my novel series. So yeah, these fantasy novels, I've been working on them since 2013. I'm currently working on the 5th draft of books 1 and 2, and I want to, this year, that's a goal, to complete the 5th draft, to go back on the hunt for a literary agent. And I certainly hope I can land an agent now that my channel's a real boy, and I've had some success with the Emporium, and I'm aiming for traditional publishing. I'm not completely closed to the idea of independently publishing my fantasy novels, like how I independently published the Emporium. That option is on the table, and I told my wife the other day, it's a little surreal to realize this, but I'm getting to the point where it's almost like, in the past, I just hoped and dreamed to be accepted by a publishing company. Things have grown so much now that it's like a publishing company needs to show me that it's going to be a better option for me to go through them than to independently publish it. I don't mean that to sound arrogant. That's not what I mean by it. It's just my platform has grown enough to where it's viable, and it's always a risk to publish books, but it seems a pretty safe bet to independently publish it now. So I guess I feel more established and confident with it. But it is a lifelong childhood dream of mine to be traditionally published and to like have my books at bookstores, like book on the shelf books. Okay. Let me go back to some comments with you all. For the outcast of the 30/40K, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jay Basic. Oh, I'm going to put up this track. This is my favorite one on the album. I need to take a moment to just enjoy this special moment. I don't want to say man, guys. It's been a long time building up to this. It's been 13 years. I've been working a lot at this channel. I've made hundreds of videos. Oh my gosh. I'm going to check the actual number. It must be 500 or more videos. Thanks, guys. I really, really appreciate your support and for whatever it is that you seem to enjoy with my work. I'm glad that you like it and it's meaningful for you in some way. My dream is to just keep stoking the flame of creativity and encouraging people and inspiring everyone to create, to meet people, to adventure, both in the game world and in your real life, to go on the quest of your life. That just brings me so much satisfaction. Church T, hey Esper, congrats. I forgot when I started to follow you. Thank you so much. Adam Friedman, I'm currently DMing for a 7 to 8 player group. It's a blast, but I feel like combat is always too easy for them no matter what I throw at them. Any quick tips? Yeah, you are not alone. A lot of people have the same experience and the same feedback about 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, that it can feel too easy. The player characters can be very strong and have lots of options. So what can you do? Create a new RPG? No. You could do that. Couple things, and they're different approaches. You could do them both even together. One is try designing an encounter that exploits the character's weaknesses and shortcomings. There's some like little vulnerable spot, right? There's that one exhaust port on the Death Star. There's something. There's always some Achilles heel. There's some. Damn, you got 7 to 8 characters though. Oh my. Yeah, they might not have an Achilles heel. I don't know. What you might do is actually look at character by character and then pick out some monsters or some NPCs that can, that they have a good matchup against that character. They have something that can counteract what that character does. So maybe this isn't like every encounter that would be this way. It might be some like enemies or rivals or someone that has animosity towards the party. They might spy on them. They might gather information. They might use divination spells to glean what are the party's strengths, what can they do, what are their weaknesses, where are they going to be, when are they sleeping. So it's kind of nasty, right? But it could end up being a thrilling encounter where they're really facing some challenges where, the monk gets trapped in a force cage by the enemy mage, and then the enemy that's like a, I don't know what it would be, some kind of constitution saving throw paralyze effect that they put it on the wizard of the party. And yeah, and then the other thing you can do, which is quite different, is think about a situation where you can't really resolve it with combat, or where combat is not the optimal solution, or where combat will have secondary consequences that are disastrous in the game world and in the storyline. It's a matter of consequences that we're talking about here, right? We're talking about challenges that you can't just readily win through by just storming the enemy and smashing them down with power. There's something else at stake, like if the player characters can't make the right decision in a tense political situation, it would have devastating consequences unleashed upon the realm that they belong to and that they have been the defenders of. So I know those are pretty general terms and a little bit abstract. I feel like I do this all the time in my campaigns, but articulating it just on the spot's a little bit complex. It's story. It's about the story that you're writing and the consequences of things. Like Batman could just kill Joker, but something terrible would happen if he killed Joker, or if he didn't extract from Joker the information that he needs. And it comes down to more than just brute force. It comes down to making the right decisions. It's a story-based decision-making moments that are difficult decisions that don't have easy solutions and have potential disastrous consequences either way you go. Yeah. That might be a good topic for a video. Lod NDS, once again, hope we can invite you for a live stream game sometime, or online interview or D&D talk hangout. Maybe so. Send me an email, esperthebard@gmail.com, and just let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll let you know what I reckon. We'll see what happens. I got a comment in Portuguese here from João Benatti, or maybe João Benatti. Parabéns, Esper the Bard, bom trabalho. Muito obrigado mesmo. Tem sido bastante trabalho mesmo. Como eu falei já, é minha grande paixão. E eu estou considerando talvez fazer um vídeo em português só para experimentar como isso ficaria, porque eu sei que conteúdo de D&D em português não é a coisa mais comum, é mais em inglês, né? Então eu vou pensar nisso. Talvez seria um pouco estranho para a maioria dos inscritores, mas eu tenho muito carinho pelo Brasil. Eu pessoalmente tenho vontade. So what I'm saying there, everybody, is that I've thought about maybe doing a video just exclusively in Portuguese to show some appreciation and some love to my Portuguese-speaking viewers that are in Brazil, that are in Portugal, that are in wherever else in the world, and kind of give them some kind of special thanks. I have a big connection to Brazil. It might be, I told him that it might be a little bit weird for a lot of my viewers to see me do a video that's in a different language. So I don't know. I think it'd be easy. I think you guys would understand. I'd probably just make like put a note on it, right? That's like, hey everyone, I'm just trying something different, trying to make a video to show some love to my Brazilian and Portuguese viewers. So, you know, sorry that you won't understand this video of mine, but it's just something that I would like to do. It would be nice, and I haven't done a video like that on my channel. And also, like I told him, Dungeons and Dragons videos in Portuguese are not the most common thing. There are some, yeah, and I've watched some channels that I think are pretty cool, but it's not super common. The amount of D&D videos that are in English are like infinitely higher quantity, right? And not everybody speaks English. I mean, English is an international language, and it's an amazing language, and I love the English language. I love it dearly. But the reality is, not everybody speaks English, and not everybody who is an English speaker is like totally fluent. And D&D has a lot of real specific jargon. It has specific jargon, but it has a lot of good fantasy vocabulary, but it's not like the most common words that you would learn, right? If you're going to go learn English or another language, you may not be getting into those words like, you know, halberd and wield and quaff and I don't know. They're amazing words, rich, evocative, poetic words, prosaic, great words that you should know. And I highly encourage everyone to learn vocabulary because words are awesome. But there's something to be said that if someone is not a native English speaker, they might be kind of losing something when, you know, the dungeon master is, you know, saying, "You have ambled for a fortnight and happened upon one of the eeriest contraptions ever surmised amongst the folk of the Stragalian marshlands." I don't know. I'm running out of words here. I'm getting a little bit tired. So we'll see. I might do a video all in Portuguese. I think it'd be a cool experiment. Micah, I don't know if this is Micah Leon? McCallion? I'm going to butcher some people's names, so beg your pardon. Can't say it's really late, but congratulations on your 100K. Still remember the wonderful light-themed dungeon you did during 4E that made me discover your channel. Awesome. The Temple of Brilliant Souls. That was a heck of an adventure to put together. Yeah, that brings back a lot of nostalgia. Yeah, a lot of my old narrated adventures were 4E as well. Legends of D&D Storytime. LODNDS. Okay, there we go. Legends of D&D Storytime. For the outcast of the 30/40K, did you know, and any thoughts on rather you would like or get any of the Warhammer 40K Magic the Gathering deck series? I might. I do like Magic the Gathering quite a bit. I don't like every set that comes out, but I've been playing Magic for a long time. I started back in 4th edition Ice Age, that time period. So, yeah, I'm selective about what Magic sets I play. Like, I played the recent 2 Innistrad sets, and I really like them. And I loved also Kaldheim. And there were some other recent sets I thought were really good, like Zendikar Rising, which I didn't think that one was going to be very good. I was skeptical. I don't really like Zendikar, but I really like that set. Freaking the Theros Beyond the Grave was great. Oh my gosh, the Fairy Tale one. There's Eldraine. Throne of Eldraine was great. Probably forgetting one that I liked, but like Didn't play Strixhaven. Not playing the Kamigawa Neon Cyberpunk one. Kind of iffy about some of the upcoming ones. We'll see. I'll just say that in general, at the present moment, I have some concerns about the direction D&D and Magic the Gathering is heading, or are heading in. But that's a topic for another video. Adam Friedman, Discord is a good tool for live call-ins. There you go. I'll have to do that at some point. I'll do a live call-in. I think it'd be cool to hear from you guys, like in an old radio show sort of way. And see if I can't get anyone spoofing and roasting me too. There's always a troll that comes out of the woodwork, but that's okay. You can't go on an adventure without coming across a troll under a bridge or two. DNF-dead. Have a like and good stream. Thank you very much. Appreciated. Congratulations and continued success of your channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Matt Nerdy, 100 million subscribers. Congratulations. I wish it was 100 million, bud. I wish. I could only dream of getting to that many subscribers. So I think you meant 100,000. So all the same, much appreciated. Mike Taryn, oh Esper, a man after my own heart. Glad to hear that. You know, I always feel like if there's something that seems really interesting to me, there's got to be a lot of other people out there that also think that thing is really interesting. And if there's something that's like, this thought keeps coming to me, there has to be other people that are having that same thought or could have that same thought. And like I was describing earlier on, that's how the channel got started off, is like, oh, I'd like to find some cool D&D videos. I'm not finding any D&D videos. I can't be the only one who's having that same feeling. Well, let's see what happens. And I thought it was amazing, like when 100 people watched my first video, I was like, oh my gosh, 100 people watched my video. And then like it got to like 1,000 people, and I'm like, I gotta keep doing this. This is cool. Let me see. Pupstar Production. Hey Esper, congratulations on the 100K. You definitely deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. I feel a sense of accomplishment. A real sense of accomplishment. I won't lie. When I was kind of speeding, not literally speeding, but hastening along within the limits of the law to my home, I had a moment where I got a little teary-eyed. Yeah, I had a moment that was a little on the emotional side. Just thinking of how long, like this journey has been so big. It's been such a huge journey of so many phases and steps and twists and turns, and there's been ups and downs. Oh, there's been ups and downs. I've had lulls in my channel. I've had times where I was almost despairing, like I haven't made videos in so long and almost nobody's watching my videos, and you know, they've all forgotten me and I've abandoned all my viewers, and what have I done? And I've, you know, let this golden opportunity slip through my fingers. And yeah, I won't lie, I had some rough moments, some dark moments in this journey. But something stayed alive in me. Some flame didn't completely snuff out. It kept burning, and it didn't give up on me. You know, we like to think that we have inspiration and we have ideas, and you know, it's kind of a self-centered perspective. But if you'll just kind of be open-minded, or at least you just kind of sit back and think about it, it's sort of like the thoughts and the ideas and the inspiration come to you. It's almost like the idea has you, the inspiration has you. So I would say that there was something in me that didn't give up. There was some little flame that kept burning. part of that was, I guess I can take credit for it. Like I did my part, whereas like kind of slapped myself in the face and like sat myself down and was like, look, damn it, you can't give up on this. This is like important. I didn't use the word like in there, but this is important. You've got something cool going on here and it means something to you and other people enjoy it. And this is like your dream. So I did my part, but that flame, I can't take credit for that. Like, I didn't ever purposefully, so now I'm igniting this spiritual candle or torch inside of myself, and I've created that through my own willpower and putting it in my heart. It was there. It came to me, or I was blessed with it or born with it. I don't fully understand it. It's kind of mysterious. I don't know exactly where all the inspiration and the ideas come from. I don't know what it is exactly that connects with you guys, but I'm very glad to be a part of it, and I want to take care of that and keep tending that flame and building it and letting it tell these characters and these stories to me and get me through the dark, difficult moments so that I can come back and rise up out of the rubble of something that, for whatever dumb reason, I let it fall onto disrepair or neglect. So thank God for that. Cassius, thank you for the advice. You're welcome. I'm a bit rambly with my advice, but I guess that helps, right? I guess if you want to be someone who creates art and works a lot and creates a bunch of content, you got to have steam behind you and be able to ramble a little bit. Matt Nerdy, that is a big book, at least 1d6 bludgeoning. Versatile. This book, definitely versatile. 1d6. Mike Taryn, hoodie of warmth. Yeah, I literally just rushed home within the limits of the law, mostly, and got this live stream whipped up as quick as I could. I feel like I've got the music slightly too loud. I hope it hasn't been overpowering my voice. Jeff Palmer, I am a DM, been playing for 20 years. Made my own new realm. Called it the Realm of the Forgotten Gods. It for characters level 20 through 65. I didn't know it went up to that level. A demigod realm for playing a new world with new monsters, races, and new etc. That is beyond epic. That's like the clash of titans and gods right there. Well, man, if you can pull that off, you're going to have some epic memories and stories to tell. Bertie Sanders, I'm hoping for more of your short stories. I'm glad to hear that. I'll do some more short stories at some point. It's kind of like my short stories have gotten like woven into my Emporium book and my YouTube content and my D&D adventures and these novels that I'm working on. I've got all these big irons in the fire. So the short stories are still there. It's just that instead of them existing just as their own entities, freestanding, they're woven into a lot of other projects, which I think is a cool way of utilizing short stories. That said, I do miss just writing short stories for the sake of writing short stories and just writing a short story and then maybe narrating it and putting it on the channel. I feel like I'm really behind on the comments. This always happens. Let's see if I can go through. I'm gonna try to like run through a spell of comments here and get caught up with everyone. Hint on the themes you'll be tackling. Hints to come. I'll be giving some teasers of the upcoming narrated adventure. Definitely some chill music. Yeah, this music's great. Jared Primont. Jared, what's up, buddy? Sorry we couldn't game tonight. Or today for you down under. We'll get at it soon though, and happy Easter to you. It's already, I guess it's past midnight here as well. So happy Easter, everybody. What a day. What a moment to be hitting 100,000 subscribers. The moment that symbolizes new life. And here I am with new life in my channel and opening a big new chapter. That's the stuff I'm talking about. That sort of stuff, just those ways that things sync up. It just blows me away. How low. Congrats, Esper. Been with you for a long time. Don't even play D&D, but I thoroughly enjoy watching all your content. Your voice is very pleasing to listen to, and your knowledge is amazing. Thank you very much. That's you. I feel very honored by that comment. I have actually considered doing I guess I would call it an ASMR D&D adventure, like a narrated adventure, but ASMR style. I'm very, very choosy about ASMR personally. A lot of it I don't like, and it annoys me. But there are some ASMR YouTubers that I really like their channels. They're usually ones that are really good at getting into character, because I love getting into character and I love seeing other people get into character. And some of them, they have costumes and props and they develop these different voices. So that's part of it that appeals to me. I'm very fascinated by people that can portray characters, which is acting, yes, but it's improv. There's no way that it's clearly they're not reading off of a script, or maybe just notes at the most. And they also have very pleasing voices. They're voice based. So I'm also voices and words and sounds they've always affected me a lot. It's a big I don't know, it's always been there for me. Words, sounds, voices, they're big deals to me. So I like that. Maybe a little bit of sound effect, and a cool theme, a cool topic. I like that. I don't like the ASMR where it's like, hey everybody, though, like real, I don't know, with what the majority of ASMR channels do. It's so annoying to me. But like, think of an example. Goodnight Moon. I would love if the Goodnight Moon, I'm forgetting her name. The dame from Goodnight Moon, if she would play a character in a D&D adventure of mine, I would be just thrilled by that. Her ability to improv and get into character and to say just great lines, not generic throwaway lines, but she just comes up with these golden lines. That would be like a story-based GM's dream to have a player like that. We'll see. Someday we might get her. Maybe we can like get a petition going to get her to play a character in one of my adventures. Oh, but I have thought about that. I might do it at some point. Kind of like a relaxing D&D narrated adventure. I think that would be cool. There's an appeal to that to me. There's a way that it could be done. And I've even got like a scene, like an image in my mind of what it looks like. That happens to me a lot with inspiration. Just like the tone and the image of it and the whole aesthetic will come to me before anything else does. Okay. Thank you, The Cursed. Thank you, Afterlight. I'm going to try to blast through some comments here. Britian Macintosh, could someone who has never played ever join one of your campaigns? Possibly. At the moment, I'm absolutely, completely full on how much I can be DMing. I'm DMing a lot. I have 2 ongoing campaigns, plus some other assorted adventures, plus working on 2 narrated adventures, plus my novels. It's kind of overboard, to be honest, but I love it so much. But at some point in the future, there might be a spot that opens up. So I'll be making an announcement if that happens. Hello to KMG. Second channel then. Oh, I got a super chat in here. let me get to the super chat by Still Alive. Congrats on the 100K. Who, in your honest opinion, is your recommendation of DMs to watch on YouTube? I really loved watching Chris Perkins style on Dice Camera Action before that got canceled. Chris Perkins is someone who I have enjoyed some of his adventures a great deal. I haven't kept up with his adventures because the tone that they have taken and the style of some of the players is not my cup of tea. But some of his adventures, especially back in the 4th edition era, I greatly enjoyed. I should probably check in and look at some of his newer stuff. He is an amazing DM, and he makes really cool characters, stories, dungeons, voices, sound effects. He is an overall master DM, and so he, especially back, I really think I watched him in the 4th edition era, maybe a little bit at the early 5e, and I got some inspiration from Chris Perkins. So thank you, Chris Perkins. I appreciate you. The one episode of Acquisitions Incorporated, it might have been their 2nd adventure, where they went to Amber Shard Manor, and Will Wheaton was playing. I really liked that adventure a lot. I've actually listened to that one like 4 times all the way through. That one is a great adventure. I don't really get into the style of the players, though. And this is just me. I'm a very selective person. I'm very picky, just in general, with everything. Yeah, you guys can probably already know this just from watching my channel. There are some certain kinds of tones and styles that I like, and then once you go beyond that, I don't like it anymore. So I don't like things to get too wacky, goofy, and I don't like things to get too like real world modern day references. That kind of kills the magic of it and the immersion of it to me. I don't like too much side chatter, table talk. I don't like D&D going in like a kind of a Pokemon or even like a kid anime direction. I like classic fantasy. I really like just what you think of as like traditional fantasy. I like that to be the core. I think sometimes it is cool to remix that, and just, off the top of my head, like Dark Sun. Dark Sun takes classic fantasy, but then it remixes it, and it's like, okay, it's a little bit classic fantasy. It's a little bit swords and sorcery, but it's also a little bit like post-apocalyptic in this kind of weird setting. So there are a lot of things that I do like, but there's also a lot that I don't like. Some players, their style is immersion breaking, and I don't care for that. Like, I was scrolling through spells, just all the 5th edition spells the other day, and I came across from Acquisitions Incorporated, Jim's Magic Missile. And it's like this variant on the Magic Missile spell, and the spell components, you have to pay 1 gold piece as royalties to Jim Dark Magic of the New Hampshire Dark Magics from Acquisitions Incorporated. They use a lot of like modern real world lingo, and it's intentionally goofy, funny, wacky. I mean, that has its place, and some people like that, and that's totally fine. So, you do you, and there's an audience for that, and they're very successful, and I can only hope to have that level of success. So I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater type person. I don't like that. I'm really not into harboring like resentments and trying to tear other people down. I greatly dislike that. That said, I also have just a style and a taste, and I'm very particular about things. So I know when something just isn't in Portuguese we say não é a minha praia. It's like, that's not my beach. It's like, if I have the choice, I'm not going to go take my vacation there. There are people having fun there. Cool. Enjoy your vacation. Soak it up. But I prefer to go to the other beach. So that's probably the best I could say. Other DMs. Okay, let me think. Yeah. I guess I don't have any. That makes me kind of sad. What is another DM that I would recommend? I can think of one. I can recommend Tabletop Bob. I'm playing a character in an adventure that he's running right now, and he was the first person to live stream Blood Lament. So, yeah, I can recommend him. He's an upcoming YouTuber. Really nice guy, very fun guy, very accommodating and welcoming and generous. His style is not the same as my style, so I'm not trying to say like, you're going to find the exact same type of thing there, or if you like Esper, you'll also like this. You may like his channel, you may not, but I do recommend him. I think he's a cool guy. Okay. So my chat box has just bumped me to the end of the chat. So I'm completely caught up. Here I am. I'm live as I can get with you guys right now. Back to a comment from Jared Primont. It really wouldn't be an authentic traditional D&D game we know and love if there wasn't a canceled session or 12, now would it? It adds to the verisimilitude. Hunger is the best seasoning. Yeah. But it's okay. We'll get around and we'll get into Blood Lament Session 4 soon enough. Matt Nerdy, because of Chris Perkins, Drow elves will forever speak French. Yeah, he does do a good French accent. Will Wheaton and Chris Perkins are my favorite episodes. Sanderford, getting ready to DM a table for the first time in years here, and for the first time ever in 5e. Channels like yours have been a great help. Thank you. You're very welcome. That's exactly what I was talking about. That knowing that I got this idea and this inspiration from somewhere, it came to me, and then I created something. It kind of like recycled inside of me, and then I put it out there, my creation, and then somebody else watches it, and they get the idea or the inspiration from that, and it recycles in them, and then they kind of transfer that, what would that be? That energy along, not, I don't mean like woo-woo new age energy, but just like literally the animating force that compels you to do things, right? It's like it's like an animating spirit. You feel motivation and you do some kind of creative work and you put that out there in some fashion, maybe just to your friends at home. And then they end up getting exposed to that adventure, that story, that original inspiration, that original spirit comes to them, and it's like this it's an emotion, it's this like social connection, it's ideas, it's knowledge, it's, you might even develop in some way as a person. I love that. That's just so fascinating to me, to think that we are all in this web and we're sharing these ideas and motivating forces with one another. Good luck to you, by the way, Sanderford. I hope that your campaign turns out to be a great one and memorable one, and that you learn much and grow. So enjoy it. The Cursed 01. Will you do the Barbarian class video? Greetings from Germany. Guten Tag. Guten Morgen. So that was the first class video I did, was the Barbarian, and I was still experimenting with the format. So with the format on it's a little different than the other class videos. I would see value in revisiting the Barbarian, redoing it and expanding upon it. Alas, my class videos and my monster ranking videos have not done so well over the past year or so, and they take a lot of time and effort to produce. Those are some of the most production intensive projects that I do. It's a lot. I'm not going to get into it, but it's many steps. It's like many phases, and it consumes a bunch of time and energy to make those videos, and it's hard to justify making them when not a lot of people are watching them. So what I might need to do is go back to the drawing board and back to basics and see if I can't kind of redo the format a little bit to make them work better. So we'll see. I would say there is a reasonable possibility that I will redo the Barbarian and get on to doing some of the other class rankings. Continuing with the Cursed 01. By the way, if you ever want a kind of live walkthrough, a Central European castle streamed to you, I'd be happy to make it happen, Esper. Whoa. Oh, that's a pretty cool proposal. I just might. Shoot me an email. It's the esperthebard@gmail.com. Esperthebard, just like my channel, @gmail.com. Shoot me an email and let me know about that and kind of remind me. Since I live in the United States and I'm a guy of the Americas, North and South America, but I've never been to Europe. Yet all of these European and even Eastern historical, cultural influences really hit me, and they're like, they've been there. I've been learning about them and soaking them up, history and legends and fairy tales and fantasy and etc. since I was a little kid. So I have to like consult with Europeans from time to time and get what I can, to learn what I can about the culture and the history and, what does it feel like? Those like specific little details that you can only find when you talk to somebody who's actually from a location. So I just might take you up on that. Guys, I'm running out of energy. Been streaming for an hour and 13 minutes. Okay, cool. I've gone for at least a good hour. I'm starting to fade. Let me see if I can't just get to a couple more comments and then I'll wrap up the stream. Okay, apparently I had a good pronunciation with Guten Morgen. I do not speak German, but just a few words, though I love languages and I always like learning little bits. Let me see if there's anything else. Rimalus. Briant. Hopping in to say, grats, my dude. Took long compared to the quality of your content. I know, right? Oh, finally, someone give me some recognition. I try. My production value has slowly and steadily increased over time, and I'm currently in a phase where I'm really trying to get things to a better level. So, work in progress, making some strides. I want to see it continuing, and many thanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, send me an email on the German castle thing, or maybe not Germany. You said Eastern Europe. Okay, I'm about ready to fade out here, everyone. Blank. Hi Esper, love your channel. Didn't know you streamed. Yeah, I stream pretty regularly. I've got some D&D campaigns and adventures that I stream, and we have a great time with these adventures. And I do a bard stream once a month. Well, at least once a month. Here I am doing an impromptu one. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Guys, thank you very much for being with me, for all the comments, for all the words of support, and congratulations. Thanks a million. I can't say thank you enough. You have my sincere gratitude. I really look forward to the big things to come on my channel this year and going forwards from that as well. I'll be doing some announcements and probably some kind of teaser trailer of some sort here in the coming just couple weeks, so look out for that. And gosh, I just feel very, I don't know, it's a magical feeling to reach this milestone. I'm gonna be thinking about this. I'll be dreaming about this tonight. I'll be thinking about it tomorrow. I really feel like I've hit a major goal that I've been striving for a long time. So if that's any encouragement to you all, if you have big goals of your own, just keep going. Just try to work at it at least a little bit every single day. Don't give up hope. Don't let that flame die out. All right, everyone. Thanks again. May your adventures be many.